Hey Pack, this is Wolfy. I'm here with a new series I'm planning to do on Feralheart. It's not like my usual series, where I pretty much do the comedy and stuff. This is just a, well, I should give it a title, a map highlight of the week pretty much, where I go around, I look at a lot of maps by the way, lots of Feralheart maps. I'm always downloading some, and some stand out from others, and this show is trying to sort of show them to others. And I judge them not just by, oh, they're pretty, but usually by how much time it looks like people spent on them and how much of a filming opportunity they have, if that makes sense. So, the first one I'm doing is one I filmed a lot on. It's called Equestria. Yes, it is based on the My Little Pony place, but that's not the reason I chose it. I chose it because the very second you start, you're instantly in a village area. I love these sort of areas, like built-in areas, because there's none of them in the default maps. Anything that's not in the default map that is in the custom maps, instantly I'll start liking, just because it's different. I know other places do this, but this just has a very nice sort of feel to it, because in a lot of angles you can get nice backdrops from different buildings and different areas, and you can easily jump from roof to roof if you want to do some parkour, which I do sometimes. And inside these buildings, we don't have that much detail, to be honest. Some buildings do have objects, some don't, but it's just nice having the general outside area, really. However, you have to have a powerful computer for this area, because I usually run the game at about 600-700 frames per second. But in this area, in certain angles, I run at like 28 to 30 FPS, which is a massive drop if you think about it. Although, if you're smart with your angles, you can film at a constant 90 FPS if you just aim at the right place, really. So, it's not too bad, it's just you have to have a fairly powerful computer to be able to film here. But that's not for the whole map. As you can see around, they have lots of forested areas all around the place. Lots of hills, mountains, forested areas. These are brilliant for filming. Forest areas, absolutely brilliant. And as you can tell, they've got little tree houses in places as well. So they've got nice backdrops, nice areas, just little spots to do stuff in, film stuff, be whoever you will be really. And I actually love places like that. Also, as I am showing, they have apple trees. Not just regular trees, but apple trees in sweet apple acres. I just like that. Nice little touch, really. Nice little detail. Anyway, moving on. My favourite spot about this whole map is the castle. As you can tell from it's up the hill, obviously. But I mean, that's my favourite spot, mainly because it can be seen from most of the places on the map, so it always makes for a nice backdrop. And also, it's so good for filming up there. It's a really nice area, and it's very well made, actually. The buildings in there do have tables and stuff sometimes, so they're not completely blank, and it just generally looks nice. However, due to the game's engine, it's a bit too far with nothing happening, because the game's engine sort of blurs out stuff and sometimes flickers things out of range. But that seems to happen on this map a lot for that castle, because there's a really long gap between the castle and anything else, and sometimes it goes invisible because of how far away you are. But that's easily acceptable because it's nothing to do with the map. However, there's one point about the map I did not like, really, is just behind the castle to the top left. If you just walked out, if you turn left out of the portal and just keep going, you'll come to this sort of barren area of like 2-3 trees. It just seems like the maker of the map sort of just couldn't be able to do anything there and just left it, if that makes sense. So it's sort of let down, really. But apart from that, this is a really nice map. I'm showing it all in nighttime because I prefer it in nighttime. I think the river just looks really nice down the middle. Because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's a river going right the way through the middle of the whole map. It's nice to have rivers, really. I know there's one in the Fluent Plains, where it's pronounced, but it's just nice to have rivers, really. I like rivers. And there's a couple of little details around the map, like as I've shown you probably. There is animals around. There's chickens and cows and all areas like that. And that's just really nice, really. I love maps with animals, even if they're stationary objects. It's nice to see them, just because you can use them in videos quite well if you think about it. Yeah, and that is pretty much the general good and bad about this map. If I'd give it a quick overview, underview, pros and cons, I would say it's got lots of nice areas, really good for filming. It's got a lot of detail in certain areas. It's got a really nice castle, which I absolutely love, and a waterfall, which I also love. It's massive. The map is absolutely massive. It's got lots of mountains and good backdrops and loads of filming areas. Cons, you have to have a powerful computer for most areas. Some places don't really have that much detail, they seem lacking. And the last con about this place, I would say, is there's too much area between places. It seems to be, I know it's the idea of the map itself, but there just seems to be way too much area when there's nothing in between. There's a village, a huge barren wasteland, and then a castle, for example. It's just something like that would be helpful. If there's little things in the middle, I don't know, like a building every now and then or something like that. Just simple things. But I rate this a very nice map and highly recommend it if you go check it out. But anyway, tell me any maps in the comments that you like. Contact me on the Facebook page in the video description if you have any maps you've made or you think are good. And I'll be trying to do this. This is a pilot episode, so hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll be constantly trying to improve this as the time goes along. So see you next time. Wolfy out.